It is a widely held belief all over the world that extroverted alpha males are the most dominant and in charge of running the show. Is this correct? While the alpha male is undeniably dominant, the sigma is a little more dominant. His approach is subtle, but he succeeds. Despite remaining the most dominant male that exists and is featured in today's video, we're going to share 7 explanations for why the sigma male is the most dominant male in the archetype. 7th, he is an excellent listener. Although it is not exactly surprising, understand that the sigma male, as an introvert, he is a good listener. He developed keen listening abilities as a result of spending a lot of time alone and connecting on a deeper level with people. But what makes him more dominant in this situation? The difference between this type of male and others is that when he listens carefully, examining each and every detail of what he listens in order to avoid making incorrect assumptions or misinterpreting the other person. He understands every detail, and he already has this information in his head. He will create intricate links connecting the dots and see the bigger picture, according to what the other person is saying. In this manner, he will not only fully comprehend and forge a more profound understanding connection, but he'll be able to respond objectively and in genuine responses. 6th, he dominates with his abilities of introspection. This trait complements the sigma's ability to listen carefully to others. What distinguishes him in the field of dominance is his concentration and mindfulness. He pays attention to his words and actions. He prefers to think things through, rather than inadvertently offending other individuals, and being the sympathetic individual that he is, it is critical to him that he does not cause harm, even by chance, other people's feelings. He does not intend to bring people down. He would rather cheer people up, as well as boost their self-esteem by making time for introspection and reflection. When it comes to masculinity, the sigma male reigns supreme to make people feel at ease with him, as well as be positive about themselves. The sigma is successful for a variety of reasons. He understands the importance of being conscious of how he acts. His actions and what he says will make or break him. He is uninterested. Number 5. The sigma has nearly the same when we talk about alpha dominance but refuses to conform to traditional social rules as the foundation. Alpha is a position in the social hierarchy. He is burdened by numerous expectations. He is under pressure from others to meet such standards, as the best possible version of himself, being powerful and, of course, being dominant. However, the sigma male triumphs because he does not feel that kind of pressure. He simply does not care about the male archetype's expectations, living in his own circumstances, and only sets out to meet his own standards that he has set aside for himself. One of the most significant distinctions between alpha and sigma is that he simply does not care. Others believe this is what causes sigma to be more powerful. The sigma is not required to display his dominance to distinguish oneself from the crowd and pique people's interest. That is due to his lone wolf personality. 4th, he is fiercely independent, and while the alpha is self-sufficient, totally reliant on social acceptance and approval from others. In order to have the feeling of being the alpha male, and the sigma is independent of the alpha, and decides to live off-grid as a result of it as much as possible, a nomadic lifestyle. This autonomy is what gives sigma the upper hand over alpha, because he does not need external confirmation that he is truly self-sufficient. When it comes to each of his requirements, he doesn't feel the need to fit in. Sigmas simply do not feel the acceptance and social pressure, validation in the same manner as alpha, who, on the other hand, lives in constant fear of losing his dominant position. The sigma is unconcerned about how others perceive him. Increasing the pressure to rely on others for acceptance is reduced. As a result, sigma is free to operate, live his life the way he wants to be, 100% genuine to who he is. 3rd, he rules the dating scene. Extroverts or alpha males are more likely to rely on social circles to succeed in meeting and attracting potential partners, whereas sigma chooses to use his naturally cold approach and independent, unapproachable nature in order to achieve the same goal. The sigma, on the other hand, does not waste his valuable time on the hunt, pursuing women and compelling them to fall for him because of some phony charm. He is a man of few words who knows what he wants. Women are drawn to him because of the way he dresses. Essentially, his silence speaks volumes. His personality works, so he is not required to do more than necessary. Opposed to the alpha, who is forced to rely on the use of other people in his environment, and sometimes uses deception tactics in order to have success with women. When it comes to the Sigma playing hard to get, obviously, he does not make himself approachable with the goal of manipulating someone. The Sigma male takes over the dating scene, and this is not surprising. It brings a lot of envy from other male archetypes. His second priority is to please himself. No, we're not talking about that satisfying himself. By no means, by any stretch of the imagination. He is a people pleaser. He is willing to go the extra mile for those he cares about. But he understands that it is not self-serving and is essential to say no when he wants. He understands that there is a time and a place for everything. When it comes to being a yes man, for example, when it comes to achieving his objectives and taking steps to success, he is aware that in the end, it will only harm oneself. In the long run, if he is not reliant on pleasing others while neglecting his own needs, in contrast to the more submissive beta male, Sigma goes to great lengths to ensure others do not take advantage, by demonstrating the ability to say no. Even the dominant alpha male will feel threatened. Some sort of peer pressure to say yes in certain situations, because he is constrained by those social norms, but the Sigma will not. The Sigma male will not let his energy be sapped by attempting to please others. Now, before we get to the number one way how Sigma males are more dominant so far, if you're enjoying the video, why not assist us by clicking on the like button? It is extremely beneficial to the channel and allows us to continue bringing you more content that you like. Number one, he is more dominant because he does not assert his authority and dominance. This may appear to be contradictory, but listen up. The alpha may be entering the room as if he owns it, proclaiming his presence and attempting to attract attention through an aggressive assertion of his superiority. However, in comparison to the way the Sigma does the same thing, it is unlikely described as deliberate or aggressive. Of course, the Sigma is equally certain, as in the case of alpha, but in the case of the Sigma male, there is no boasting or bragging about his dominance aggressively. He only needs to rely on standing out. It works because of his energy and mindfulness. He will be noticed by the appropriate people, which gives him the option of deciding to be the first to move. Sigma employs mindfulness to assess the situation he is in and knows not to be overly reactive to new experiences, which leads to him having the ability to make logical decisions with a clear mind. So there you have it, 7 things that demonstrate that the Sigma is the more dominant male in the archetype. Please turn on the notification bell for future content. See you next time.